So
Welcome back to West Texas View.
Oh, wow. Welcome to the West Texas View. I'm Johnny Lou Avery and Lisa Grisham, and I have just been having more fun talking about the Tall City Blues Fest. And I've just enjoyed hearing all of the multiple myriad of things that are going to be going on around this, not just music, but also education and a whole bunch of other things. But let's talk about some of the prospective musicians that you're going to be bringing in, because you're going to be bringing people in from all over the country.
We are. We have taken a really broad stance on blues and roots music. Now, we're not really doing so much jazz, and some folks have, called us the Jazz Festival, and we're not the Jazz Festival. We really are sticking with blues and roots. But we're taking a really broad stance on that. And there's so many different styles of blues music. There's, of course, Texas blues, which is, home to us, but Chicago blues, Delta blues, Kansas City blues, East Coast blues, West Coast jump.
Louisiana blues.
Yeah, I mean, all of that. Yeah, and even Latin and urban and rock blues. We'll even be bringing in some singer-songwriter type of blues influenced type of artist. So we're taking a really broad spectrum, but there are a couple of prospective musicians that really kind of stand out. And it might be worth mentioning too that we haven't confirmed our artist lineup at this juncture because we still are actively fundraising for our sponsors. And in order to confirm a musician, we have to send them a 50% deposit, so on and so forth. And we've had a lot of marketing expenses in getting the word out with this. So the folks that are on, we'll probably have 16 to 18 different musicians that will perform at one place or another throughout the weekend. And some of the ones that stand out in my mind that we're very excited about are James Bolden Boogaloo Blues Bands. And this actually has a close West Texas tie because James Bolden is Barbara Yarbrough's brother. And Barbara Yarbrough is one of our community pillars here in West Texas, in Midland and Odessa, and he actually is the band leader for B.B. King. So the James Bolden Boogaloo Blues Band backs B.B. King on the road when he's on tour, and when he's not touring, they're performing as the James Bolden Boogaloo Blues Band. So we're thrilled to be able to say that we are working very hard to get B.B. King's band here. Now B.B., he goes for about $150,000. So he was way beyond our budget for this first year festival. But to be able to get James Bolden Boogaloo Blues Band here, we're super excited about. And another one that comes to mind, although she's gotten quite expensive, so I'm not sure if we're going to be able to work out the money, but we really do want to have her here, and that is Carolyn Wonderland. She is a native of Houston, but she now operates out of Austin. She's an up-and-comer, fair-skinned, red hair, just like me, and she is a guitar shredder and a trumpet player, and she is amazing. She has kind of like these Janis Joplin type of vocals. She is amazing, and amazing. Her music is amazing, but as a live performer, she's amazing as well. And so if we can work out the money with her, we're going to have her on our bill. We're looking at some staples in blues, such as Bobby Rush. Some other up-and-comers like John Lisi and the Delta Funk, who's out of New Orleans. E-Flat Porch Band, which is this really great acoustic duo that they play. Their percussion is on a box. I mean, the guy sits on a cajon is what it's called. It's a wooden box, and he drums his percussion. It's a very rootsy type of duo. They're out of the Dallas-Fort Worth area. We certainly have some local acts that we're looking at featuring as well. Diddley Squat is I love that name, Diddley Squat. They're a really great group that has a horn section, and James Bolden Boogaloo Blues Band, they have a horn section, a couple of saxes, some trumpets, just amazing. And we're looking at bringing in some Zydeco as well, and who we have our eye on is Little Nathan and the Zydeco Big Timers, and there's lots of people that do Zydeco. We're a little partial to Little Nathan and the Zydeco Big Timers, and they're out of Lafayette, Louisiana. So we have got a really great perspective lineup of musicians. We'll also be bringing in some other musicians that won't necessarily perform, but they will do some presentations. And so we're looking at doing a presentation of the history of blues and jazz and how those intertwine. And so we're bringing in a gentleman that he's a performer and he incorporates a live performance into his presentation. And we're also looking at doing something that I think is really special. it's called, oh, the name's escaping me right now. Tales Behind the Music, Tales from the Heart of a Musician. And so we'll have musicians that'll do like 20 to 30 minute type of intimate talks just about their career and some of the highs and the lows, and a very intimate sharing, so to speak. And a couple of folks we have lined up for that are Grammy nominated, some of them Grammy award winning. Some really amazing musicians that can talk about the development of their career and people that have helped them along the way, and funny stories from tours that weren't funny at the time, but now they're funny, and just a real conversation like you and I are having today.
Well, and one of the things that would help is people that want to go into the entertainment, young people that think they might want to go into the entertainment
Absolutely.
business. This would be an excellent way to give them a little insight and touch them with someone that's already been there.
Yeah.
And you had mentioned Easy Rider. Now, is that a musician? I don't know what Easy Rider is.
Well, Easy Rider is our local public transportation system here.
Oh, okay. I thought that was the name of a band.
No. They're one of our community partners, and we have been working for probably about 8 months. We started working on this festival April of last year. And so for about 8 months now, we've been working with Easy Rider to be able to provide a park and ride program, because we'll have people that are staying out on Loop 250 in a hotel, and they're from out of town. And you've
already mentioned that all the hotels are going to be full, because we also have a softball and summer mummers and a lot of other things.
And we have parking problems in downtown Midland anyway. We don't just have a plethora of parking available. So for an out-of-town visitor that's maybe flown in, for somebody that just doesn't want to hassle with trying to find a parking space downtown.
Or an RV park at the edge of town.
Sure, absolutely. So we're working. It is not final yet, and I don't know when it'll be final, because with Easy Rider being a public transportation system, there's some real specific things they can and can't do, but we are hopeful that we will be able to provide that park and ride program to festival attendees to go wherever they need to go. Right. But the purpose is to bring them downtown, and they don't have to hassle with parking. Although we have made partnerships with the folks that own the surrounding parking lots, so that we've got that taken care of for those folks that really do want to drive down.
Well, seems like that all of the plans are beginning to fall into place, but come back and join us in just a minute. We're going to finish this conversation for right now with Lisa Grisham talking about the Tall City Blues Fest. We'll see you in just a minute.
Stay tuned. West Texas View will be right back.